Can you type in this too? Is that what this box is? No, I guess not.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Breggs, Chris Breggs Bregenzer, and Michael James Diamond Talk. To start off the episode, I want to commemorate this special episode by using this ceremonious bubbles. What'd you think about those?
Wonderful. We should do every show started off like that.
We should do every show, but then it wouldn't be special, Chris.
We'll change it up.
Yeah, I'll change you up. Again, welcome to the special episode, Breggs. What are we talking about today? And
talking about.
Isn't it amazing that we're wearing the same clothes from the last episode?
We're not. We're not.
So, what is the episode about?
Can we just start this whole thing over?
No, we're sticking with this.
Today we're talking about moving forward.
Like walking on the street and moving forward?
Talking about moving forward within the paranormal research field here. And part of moving forward is to get everybody on board, or most people on board, with the idea of am I allowed to talk about the database?
Yeah, man, this is a special episode. We're recording it now, but we're still going to post it later.
So part of the moving forward movement that we are initiating, we're developing a paranormal warehouse database, and where you could actually, from all your investigations, write down where you went, the location, the equipment used, what you caught, whatever, and somebody else would be able to go into that database and do the same thing. And now we're just creating a whole list of, evidence and haunted places and everything else for other people to look into and compare their evidence with, and basically a whole huge for everybody to jump on board with.
That was beautiful. We're not just doing this together. We're working with Mark and Lauren from MGH Paranormal. They're great. We wouldn't have been able to do this without them. And we are, at this point, launching a Kickstarter to help us fund this Paranormal Warehouse database. So, the software that we're using is Caspio. It's awesome. Like Breggs said, you could search by location, by technique used, by equipment used, by evidence captured. You can list your team. You could have information about the location. You can look at all the evidence captured at that location. You could share different theories. You could talk about new technologies used. It's the link to help propel the paranormal field forward. And we're working with Mark and Lauren to try to get the word out there through this Kickstarter campaign. Breggs, what's this Kickstarter campaign all about? This Kickstarter campaign, you could go on there. Not only are you throwing money at us, you could also get some dope perks. Through the Paranormal Warehouse store, we have some awesome evidence. We have some special perks that are going to be up there. Very exciting, ranging from $1 up until we don't know yet, because we're developing the Kickstarter right now, even though it's out now.
Well, before we jump too far into that, let's talk a little bit more about the whole point of moving forward, though. So,
yeah, this is the important stuff.
The reason for the Kickstarter to make the database is we want a more concrete way of everybody to figure out what they're getting and how it compares to what somebody else is getting. More of a scientifically based method of basically laying down all this data that people are collecting that's literally just floating around God knows where right now, or sitting in a box in your basement of just labeled tapes. Because now if somebody goes to a location or plans
tapes.
If somebody plans to go to a location and then they're like, well, I wonder what somebody else caught before me, maybe we could get the same thing. They go on the database, they're like, oh, this person caught this in this room with this equipment, and da 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 da. But now they have that reference. They have that reference point, and then if they catch the same thing or something similar, they can now go in and write what they got down for the next person. So it's really made to be a supporter. What do I want to say? It's really trying to bring everybody together in the sense of like we need to realize that if we come together more as a field and join together our evidence and talk more to each other about investigations and what we're doing, I think we can only progress from there. Sure. So that is where we're going with this.
Yeah, I like to relate it to, listen, and with a grain of salt, I say I relate this to like medical database. Obviously, we're not using this to save lives, but it's the same kind of method where a doctor can go, he could see the symptoms, and you could check databases or different methods of treatment, and you could check these medical databases and see all these different techniques and things that doctors have done or things that they've observed to better what you're doing. So if you're going to a location and you can look up the location and you see that an EVP with the name John has been brought up 50 times, you should probably try to talk to John. If a piece of equipment in a location or a piece of equipment in general, whether it be new or old, is working really well, try to develop an experiment on that piece of equipment. With what we see in the shows, and again, I always preface this, the shows are important because they took the taboo away from what we're doing. It used to be something a crazy person did, but now it's this thing on TV, so it's not as weird. But on the show, a lot of times, especially earlier on, they would go in willy-nilly with a bunch of equipment, walk around, use it all at the same time. I think it's important to develop different experiments, okay? Our friend Bill Hyland and Tim, and I think that people over at Ghost Magnets, they developed this experiment where they're basically testing if batteries are going to be drained in haunted locations faster or more erratically than in a normal location. This is a simple test. But if you do get some sort of data, something weird is going on there. And it's these simple tests that can help us move forward and develop better tests to kind of, figure out really what's going on there. And it's by using this database that you can find out this information, improve, talk with other people, and share all your data. Because, like Breggs said, if it's sitting in an attic somewhere, it's not helping anyone. And right now, in my opinion, this field is extremely static. Okay, we're sitting here, we're doing the same stuff over and over again. It's long past time for everyone, and there's so many people involved now. Get out there and do something awesome. Like, let's start making this a real thing, because, in reality, a lot of people see this as hocus pocus. A lot of people see this as a joke. But we've had experiences that we can't explain, and it's time to have a collection of something to show people, to say, well, look at this then. Look at all of this data that we've collected. This can't just be coincidence. This is what we got. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was about to say something too, but now I just lost my train of thought. But it's been said to us as we've been talking to other people about this idea and what we want to do. It's been brought up that others have tried this in the past, which is awesome that there has been that push to try to get everybody on board together to do something like this. And I just hope this time around people realize more that we need this to continue what's been going on. I mean, there's been such a surge within the paranormal and people investigating and equipment and everything else, that if this happens and this database happens, I think it could only move forward from there, and more people get involved and more people start talking to each other. it could only make things better, and we could only figure out more if we're all on board the same ship here. So, trying to make that happen, Michael Diamond.
I agree, Christopher Bergenzer. And, I honestly, I feel kind of douchey talking about the Kickstarter. It is weird to ask people for money, but I mean, what it comes down to is this program costs $200 a month. The software is dope. It'll do it's powerful, it does exactly what we need. But we do need your help. We would love to get the funding to run this for at least a year, see how it goes, see how it could benefit us, and maybe it can get its feet off the ground on itself. So check out the information. We're filming this way before we have everything settled. I'll include a link in the comments below with all the information that you would need. We're going to have an informational video on the Kickstarter campaign or whatever, Indiegogo. I don't even know what the fudge we're using, but check it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll have it put together for you. We really think this is something important. We're willing to put the time in if you guys can help us out monetarily for the time being. This is something that I enjoy doing. I like doing these shows and running ParanormalWarehouse.com. And this is the next step in our vision, I think.
Yeah, and also don't be afraid to contact us if you have any questions about the database or anything we didn't talk about. And even if you have an idea on how to make this work even better, we are open to any suggestions and ideas that anybody may have. So don't hesitate to contact us and let us know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the two of us and Mark and Lauren doing this. It's not like you're talking to some business or whatever. It's just four people that believe in something that really want to help and make a difference. So, yeah, exactly what you said, Chris. Contact us. You could contact us through Paranormal Warehouse. You could contact us through this video in the comments below. Anything, if you have input, whatever, just shoot it our way. We'd be more than happy to answer questions or take your thoughts. Good?
Sounds good to me.
This is another episode of Breggs and Mike Talk. Thank you, Chris Bergenzer.
Thank you, Michael Diamond.
And thank you guys for listening. You guys know the spiel by now. And thank you as always. Peace. Hi, I'm Mike Diamond.
I'm Chris Bergenzer.
And we're from ParanormalWarehouse.com.
Hello, my name is Mark Arvilla.
And I'm Lauren Sheridan.
And we're from Masco Center's Paranormal Society.
And DTM Wicked Radio's Paranormal Hangover.
If you haven't noticed, the paranormal community is growing, and right now it's huge.
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of paranormal groups and teams from all over the world.
With all these teams, you know what we have a lot of? Paranormal evidence.
There's lots of paranormal evidence floating around. No pun intended.
But how many of you have actually checked out any one of these teams' Facebook pages, websites, to compare or contrast evidence? How would you even know who to look up or who's been to what particular location?
So that brought us to thinking.
Now, what if we had one central location to store all of this evidence?
Or a central location to organize all this evidence.
What if we had a place to categorize all this evidence?
What if we had a place to critique all this evidence?
What if we had a place to compare all this evidence?
Well, we finally decided we had to stop asking what if.
And we decided to make a plan. And this plan is Paranormal Database.
A paranormal database.
And that plan is?
Paranormal database.
Not only is this database going to help your team, it's going to help every team ever.
It's going to allow us to search in a myriad number of ways. Want to find a particular EVP from Waverly Hills?
No problem.
Want to find all the reports written by a specific team? No problem.
Want to use simple templates to record and archive your paranormal research? No problem.
We're basically saying the software's dope.
If you look at this map, a team here in New York is a bit a ways away from a team in California. The chances of either team seeing each other's evidence, unless you spend hours searching through the internet, are slim.
Not only will these teams be missing out on sharing evidence, they'll also be missing out on sharing ideas,
experiences,
theories,
technologies,
and so on.
And it's these opportunities that can help us further our research in the paranormal. We can make attempts to legitimize what we do as paranormal investigators and researchers, and remove ourselves from the realm of taboo.
Now, at this juncture, you might be thinking, why should we be listening to these dudes? So let us tell you a little something about ourselves.
Mike and I have been running ParanormalWarehouse.com, a paranormal social networking website, since February 2011.
Our dream from the very beginning was to bring the paranormal community together. We've been to many paranormal conventions and have met a countless number of people in the field. We truly believe that this database will give our community the ability to grow, develop, and gain the recognition that it really deserves.
I founded Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society about 5 years ago with the intention of helping families contributing to this field. Over the years, we've collected massive amounts of data, but we've never really had a place where we could compare any of it to what others have found.
It's great that we're capturing potential evidence, but what do we do with it? How can we truly decipher what it all means?
We, along with the Paranormal Warehouse founders Mike Diamond and Chris Breggs, truly believe that this database is the answer.
So at this point, you guys are probably thinking, why don't you guys just do it?
This is the point where we ask for your help.
We need your help to raise the money to put the database up and keep it running for a year.
We're hoping this gives us enough time to have the database grow and run itself.
To help spread the word, we created the hashtag #MovingForward.
The hashtag moving forward.
With your generosity, we will have the means to make this database a reality.
We truly believe that this database will allow the paranormal research field to reach the greatness it deserves, and we look forward to seeing those results.
We have made the choice to help the paranormal field move forward, and we are not alone.
We're moving forward.
We are moving forward.
I'm moving forward. You?
I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And cut.